Thank you very much. It truly is an honor to be here. One thing I've learned over the past few months since receiving this award is that I must strike a balance between, on the one hand, being honored and humbled to represent so many excellent teachers, and to balance that, on the other hand, with being proud to be a teacher and having a duty to speak on behalf of our chosen profession. So I ask of you the same thing that I've asked of myself, to never, ever again use the phrase, "I am just a teacher." Our work is too important, and our perspective too instrumental to diminish the extremely valuable role we all play in our students' lives and beyond. There is something special about educators, our ideals and our values, our sense of duty, our humanitarianism, the efforts we put forth each day. Only those who are or who have been teachers truly understand the challenges, the successes, and the promises of education. I am honored to be in your presence. In our current educational debate, a lot has been said about how we are not focusing on children as much as we should. What those outside of education don't realize is that by emphasizing the importance of teachers, our working conditions, our professional status, we are necessarily and fundamentally centering on student learning and student growth. The best interests of students are inextricably intertwined with the best interest of teachers. To suggest otherwise is ignorant at best and politicized at worst. To improve the learning conditions and academic performance of all teachers, the profession of teaching and the institution of education as a whole must be elevated. We must make it attractive financially and culturally for those who seek a career in teaching, and cherishing our teachers for their significant role in society. Undoubtedly, the most important variable in achieving and maintaining educational excellence is the way in which teachers, schools, and education are regarded. Perhaps the single greatest contributing factor to teachers' effectiveness is their self-perception, and this comes from the support and collegiality, respect, feeling valued, and having a voice. Significantly, the common element of all the highest performing schools and educational systems in other countries is the cultural status of teachers. Of all the things we can learn and emulate from countries like Finland and Singapore and South Korea, the most imperative is the high esteem in which those societies hold their teachers. The one constant over the years is that no matter the country, high student achievement corresponds with the positive, exalted perceptions of teachers and education. In countries where education is of primary importance, teachers are venerated and they have a powerful voice. This is not a coincidence. Last week, when I was in Washington, D.C. with fellow State Teachers of the Year, I checked the internet to find out about the CEA rallies in Hartford. I learned that our collective will was so strong and the voices of those who were present were so firm and full of conviction that you can be heard inside the Capitol walls. In its literal and metaphorical sense, that is so powerful. That makes me so proud to represent you here in the state and on a national level. And while certainly some of that energy came from feelings of frustration, I think if we examine it more deeply, it's more accurate to state that such power and intensity spring from knowing what we know. We know what is best for our schools. And most importantly, we want what is best for students. Why else do we do what we do? Why else are we so passionate? We are educated, experienced, professional experts. Our concerns are valid, and they are rooted in authentic experiences. They are not driven by politics, they are not driven by money, and they're not driven by social connections. It is our voices that must be central and the most critical part of any reform process. We are the custodians of educational culture, even as we stand at the vanguard of this change. The key to true, enduring educational reform in Connecticut and nationally is a cultural paradigm shift regarding teachers, schools, and education. But we know that our teaching is not confined to our classrooms. Now more than ever, we must take the extra steps to continue to educate our local community, parents, policymakers, the media, and the public at large about the important work that we carry out on a daily basis with thousands of students. We must celebrate and promote ourselves as the professionals we are. At the same time, we must continue to fight against the rising tide of negativity that seeks to demonize and demoralize this most worthy of professions. By speaking up for our profession, we are inevitably standing up for our students. Unquestionably, other than children, teachers are the greatest resource a society has, and our combined wisdom and knowledge, enthusiasm, and dedication is something to behold and something to utilize. Our daily efforts, sustained by the hope we place in our students, will endure, and our collective power, reinforced by the belief in the promise of education, must be heard. Who is more capable of empowering our students and communities than teachers? Who is more suited to make a difference in the lives of children than teachers? Who is better prepared to carry out the lofty ideals of education than teachers? We are not just teachers. We are the pillars, we are the leaders, we are the hearts of our schools, our communities, our state, and our nation. Thank you for all that you do. Keep up the good fight. Have a great night.